I've created a flat sketch. Check. I think I've captured all of the construction details. Check. And all the trims on the sketch look good. I mean, everything looks clear to me, but it may not be clear to your manufacturer, which is why when I hear this question, why do I need a tech pack? Can't I just give them the sketch? My answer is always, absolutely not. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikkel Drew Pelham. I talk about digital fashion design tools, how to communicate your ideas clearly, and how to turn creativity into a sustainable fashion business. If you're tired of guessing what fashion software to use, what skills to learn, and what actually matters as you build your brand, this channel is for you. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you can keep learning with me. So you might be wondering, well, why can't I just send them my sketch? I spent time drawing it. It looks clear to me. The first thing we need to do is make sure we're talking about the same type of sketch, because one is clearly a better option to use for sampling and production, but neither alone should be sent to a factory. So if you're talking about a fashion illustration, an illustration is designed to communicate the overall look, the mood, the silhouette, the proportions of the garment. It is not designed to clearly show the front and back construction, execute seam placement, darts, style lines, pocket construction, closures, stitch details. A manufacturer may get the general design concept, but they'll still have to interpret a lot of technical details. And by the way, this one is not the better option. Now, a flat sketch will show a lot of those details that an illustration does not. However, even a detailed flat sketch doesn't communicate all the information required to develop and manufacture the garment. For example, you'll still need to communicate things like measurements, base size, grade rules, fabric details, specify color and/or where certain colors are placed on the garment, construction details, special sewing instructions, logo, artwork placement, trim specification. A fashion illustration communicates the design idea. The flat sketch communicates the visible design and construction details, but the tech pack combines those visuals with the measurements, materials, construction instructions, and specifications needed to make the garment. But let's just say you decide to take your chances. You call up a manufacturer and they convince you that just sending the sketch is fine. And so you do. Here's what you might experience. They may ask many follow-up questions. They may start making assumptions based on their standard construction methods. They might create something different from what you pictured. And then, not only will it take longer to make your sample, but when it inevitably comes back wrong, you'll require another round of sampling to get it right and be charged additional development fees to make it. It's not that the manufacturer can't make something that kind of looks like your design. It'll just be their interpretation of it, rather than an accurate execution of your vision. Fair question. And there are some times when a sketch alone is enough. One example might be to ask if a manufacturer can produce that type of product. Maybe you're starting to work with a product developer. A sketch is part of early design development, so when you're just starting those conversations, it's perfect to give the people you're working with a general idea of your collection. But know that if you're looking for anything more concrete, like costing, questions about grading and pattern development, fabric yield, those types of conversations require much more information that is normally found in a tech pack. I used to tell people that if a manufacturer tells you they don't need a tech pack, you should take your designs and your money and go the other way. Now, I'm not quite as dramatic anymore, but what I will say now is that just because a manufacturer tells you they don't need a tech pack, it doesn't mean they don't need documentation. Many manufacturers today also do product development. However, they're still not guessing that information. They're still working with you to get the necessary information to create the tech pack for you, whether that's through messages, email, or phone calls. You may not be the one filling out the spreadsheet, but you're still the one providing the information. They may be able to help you figure out that information though. Now keep in mind, not every manufacturer has product development services, and if they do, it will likely be a separate fee than just making a sample. It's probably not included, but for some, it's worth the added expense to have someone just walk them through getting the tech pack information and pushing the buttons for them. The answer is yes. However, this is not an either-or scenario. First off, just walking into a manufacturer with another brand's garment and telling them, make this, is not cool. You're doing what we call knocking off another brand's design, which is very much frowned upon within the industry and amongst other designers. What you may do, however, is use a style as a reference garment. Maybe you like the drape of the sleeve, the shape of the bodice, the interesting way they constructed the lapel, the overall fit. But with that reference garment, you're still giving them your new design and saying, reference this garment for the fit or sleeve drape or lapel construction. You're not trying to knock off an existing garment and pass it off as your own design, but you are acknowledging that you found a really beautiful and effective way to drape the sleeve in your design, and the pattern maker can reference the garment you're giving them to make it. And listen, the reference garment is just that, it's a reference. It doesn't always mean that the pattern maker creates your garment exactly the same way. They often use it to fit or drape or whatever you've chosen it for as a starting point, but then adapt it so it works best for your design. Past that, they won't know if you want the exact same measurements, exact same fit, and if you're not using the exact same fabric, the new sample won't fit exactly the same anyway. The overarching point here is that, like the sketch, you can't just hand off a garment to a manufacturer and expect them to know what you need. A physical sample does not automatically replace technical documentation. I'm not gonna lie, there may be a lot of information in a tech pack and they can take a little time to complete, but a tech pack is a communication and business tool. A strong tech pack reduces assumptions, it improves costing accuracy, it reduces unnecessary sample revisions, it creates a record of approvals and changes, it supports quality control, it makes reordering easier, and so much more. A tech pack may not guarantee a perfect sample, but it gives the manufacturer clearer instructions and increases your chances of getting something that looks really, really close to your vision the first time out. The goal is not to eliminate every question or sample revision. The goal is to communicate your design clearly enough that the manufacturer is not forced to guess. And if you need help putting that information together, that is exactly what I teach in my Creating a Fashion Tech Pack course. To help you prepare, I've created a checklist that outlines the key information you should have before sending your design to a manufacturer. You can download the checklist using the link in the description below. Thanks for watching today's video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with another designer if you found it helpful. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time.